We begin this hour with the latest on the auto workers' strike. Ford and Stellantis are back at the bargaining table after holding talks over the weekend. GM was there yesterday. Shares of all three are lowered today, 1% to 2%. Much will depend on just how long it takes to reach an agreement. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told CNBC this morning it's too soon to tell the damage to the broader economy.
I think it's premature to be making forecasts about what it means for the economy. The important point, I think, is that the two sides need to narrow their disagreements and to work for a win-win, a contract that's good for the workers and for the industry as well.
So how are the negotiations going? Phil LeBeau is outside the Jeep plant in Toledo, Ohio, where UAW members are on strike. Phil, what can you tell us?
Kelly, I'd say that the negotiations are going slow. If you read the comments from both sides and if you look at how far apart they are, there's not a whole lot of progress. In other words, we don't expect an agreement anytime soon. Now, that could change, but at this point, here's what we're expecting. You have got a couple of things happening. First of all, the UAW president, Shawn Fain, said over the weekend, the offers that are out there calling for pay raises over 4.5 years of 20 or 21%, approximately, he says those are a no-go. As you mentioned, Ford and Stellantis, back at the negotiation table today, have gotten no read as to whether or not there was substantial progress there. And the White House is sending a team to Detroit, not to mediate, but to facilitate discussions between the UAW, and the big three automakers. This strike has stopped 15% of big three U.S. production. It's approximately 12,700 UAW members who are on strike. 5,800 here in Toledo at the Jeep plant, which is owned by Stellantis. As you take a look at shares of Ford, keep in mind that the UAW counterpart in Canada, Unifor, its contract with Ford expires at midnight. There could be a strike tomorrow. They may extend negotiations, but that is something that we could see develop tomorrow, which would put a little more pressure on Ford. They don't have a ton of facilities in Canada, but they do have some. And then you've got GM and Stellantis. By the way, they are after Ford when it comes to negotiations with Unifor north of the border. Kelly, at this point, it's one of those cases where we're going to see discussions pretty much on a regular basis is my expectation, but I'm not getting any sense that they are making quick progress in terms of reaching agreements.
No, and it sounds like workers are pretty pleased with a lot that the UAW has been doing. The way that they don't even tell the workers, I guess, where they're going to strike. It's kind of a surprise to everybody. It sounds like some of the older workers want the young workers to access the same benefits that they've had and feel that this disparity needs to be redressed. So it sounds like, again, in the very early days, you know, there's an attitude of we're in this together and let's wait it out.
Kelly, I cannot tell you how many UAW members I've talked to either last week or I've talked to some today who have said the wage tiers, it has got to go. Those were put in place when the bankruptcies happened for GM and Stellantis, and then Ford obviously gets a similar contract. So back in the 2009-2010 timeframe, they were put in place so that there would be lower labor costs, at least initially as they were hiring workers. And that made sense at that time, given where the economics were for the big three. It doesn't make sense anymore, according to most of the workers. Almost everybody I've talked with, Kelly, veterans who have been in the UAW for years have said it's ridiculous that there are some people making $8, $10, $12 more than the person working right next to them, and they're doing the exact same job.
Right, and I think, Phil, some of the numbers making the rounds are pretty eye-popping. Is this correct, and these come from Wells Fargo, that the big three's current total labor costs are $66 an hour? That includes benefits. If the demands are met, they say that would grow to $136 an hour. It's obviously dramatically higher than, for instance, what Tesla is paying. Well,
that's if it's everything goes to $136 an hour. If they don't get everything that they're asking for, it's going to be dramatically lower. And that's the expectation, that it's going to be somewhere between that 66 and 136. Look, most people are focused on a percentage increase over 4.5 years of being somewhere around 25%. That's the prediction of those who are familiar with this in the auto industry, these negotiations. Doesn't mean that's going to be the final resolution, but that's the expectation. Still a hefty increase, but certainly not the 40% that the UAW is pushing for right now.
All right, Phil, for now, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, our Phil LeBeau in Ohio today.